If you're an Australian business owner thinking globally, running digital operations, e-commerce or tech, there's one place you can't afford to ignore: Singapore. While most Australians are still weighed down by some of the world's highest taxes, smart entrepreneurs are quietly building tax-efficient, compliant global structures in Asia's financial capital. Most Australians don't realise how much they're overpaying in tax until they see how our clients do it differently. And today I want to show you how one of our clients, Victor, did exactly that. Victor runs a fast-growing tech and e-commerce business that had already hit over $1 million in global sales, mainly across the US and Europe, with a clear ambition to expand in Asia, scale to $20 million and prepare for exit. But here was the problem. The company was still structured under an Australian entity. That meant that every dollar earned overseas was being dragged back into the Australian tax net. 25% corporate tax, then personal tax on top, and a mountain of compliance headaches. So we built a Singapore-based structure that changed everything. Step 1, a Singapore company to own his global brand and IP. Step 2, the Australian company became a service provider under contract to the Singapore entity. Step 3, we established real management and control in Singapore with substance, governance, and compliance. Step 4, Victor, his wife and 2 kids relocated to Malaysia, fulfilling their long-time dream of living overseas. For them, it wasn't just about tax. It was about freedom, opportunity, balance, and time. Back in Australia, life had become a blur of long hours and constant pressure. Between managing staff, red tape, compliance, and endless administration, Victor was working 60 to 80 hours a week, leaving little time to actually enjoy what he had built. Even weekends were spent catching up on paperwork instead of making memories with his growing family. They wanted something different. They wanted to reclaim their time and live life on their own terms, to have breakfast with their kids, travel together, and truly experience the lifestyle they've been working so hard to create. Like many Aussies today, they were tired of rising taxes, the increasing cost of living, and compliance pressure, endless red tape, and the feeling that success was being penalized instead of being celebrated. In Malaysia, they found the opposite: a lower cost of living and higher quality of life, access to top-tier international schools, great healthcare, proximity to Singapore's world-class business environment, the freedom to travel across Asia and beyond, and the time and space to slow down, work smarter, and finally enjoy being together as a family. They wanted their kids to experience more than classrooms, to see the world firsthand, to recognize opportunity beyond borders, and to grow up globally minded. They didn't leave Australia to escape. They left Australia to expand, to build a life and business aligned with their values: freedom, family, security, and global perspective. The result? Profits from international sales were taxed at Singapore's favorable rates, thanks to Singapore's territorial tax system and competitive corporate tax starting from 17%. Its prime position as Asia's regional business and financial hub, and its international credibility and governance. The business could now raise international capital and bank through banks such as OCBC, DBS, and others without resistance. Singapore isn't a tax haven. It's a respected, transparent, and trusted jurisdiction. It has robust legal system and strong protection under a world-class framework based on English common law. Here's what makes it so powerful for Aussies like Victor. 100% foreign ownership, no local partners needed. 17% corporate tax, often reduced through startups and exemptions. No capital gains tax. A territorial system where foreign sourced income not remitted can be tax exempt. Strong double tax treaties with over 80 countries, including Australia. And the credibility that comes with Singapore on your business card. Opens doors to investors, banks, and partners most Australian companies can't access. So if you're watching this and thinking, could this work for me? The answer is yes, if it is structured and implemented correctly from an Australian perspective. And this part is critical. Australia must always be the starting point of your global structure. Your offshore entities should all be built outward from Australia, not the other way around. Too many people make the mistake of starting offshore, setting up the companies first under international law, and then trying to work backwards into Australia. That approach is fraught with danger for Australians because all your legal, tax, and compliance risk sits right in Australia. If you get the sequence wrong, you risk triggering ATO scrutiny, residency issues, double taxation, or even breaches of Australian tax law. That's why you must always start with Australia first and then build your offshore structure strategically, step by step, in the right order, so everything aligns and stays 100% compliant. This is how you build a compliant global structure that can stand up to any audit. At WellSafe, every Singapore setup is built to meet ATO non-residency and CFC rules, satisfy Singapore's economic substance regulations, and keep accounts audited and reportable under CRS. That's what makes Victor's structure and yours 100% legal, transparent, and sustainable. Because smart tax minimization only works when it's watertight. Once compliance and structure align, you unlock freedom, not risk. For Australian entrepreneurs and business owners, Singapore strikes the perfect balance. Low tax, high credibility, transparent, not secretive, global access, not bureaucracy. Whether you're scaling e-commerce, holding IP, or trading internationally, Singapore gives you the control, reputation, and freedom to expand on your terms legally. At WellSafe, we've helped countless numbers of Australians like Victor, from tech founders, entrepreneurs to investors, through the process of building structures in Singapore that actually work. So if you're serious about going global and want to stay compliant while reducing your tax exposure, click the link below or visit wellsafe.com.au to book your offshore qualifying strategy session call, because the goal isn't to escape the system, it's to master it legally, intelligently, and globally. If you liked this content and found these global strategies helpful, please hit the like button so I can continue creating more of this content for you, and hit the notification bell so you're always notified when a new video is released and can keep your global strategies up to date. I'm Virna White, and thank you for watching.